Hello everyone and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today's topic of discussion is Mythology of the Stars or Astrology. Throughout the video, we'll be discussing the anthropomorphized creatures in astrology that we follow. So, they also contain specific stories that is beyond just characteristically attributing individuals. Trust me, it goes way beyond that. So, let's start by knowing what mythology is. Mythology refers, to put it very simply, to a collection of myths or traditional stories passed down to us over the centuries through generations. They contain often religious specific meaning, and we find the very foundation of our beliefs through mythology. They contain the meaning of unexplainable phenomena in nature and in our lives. It gives us meaning and purpose from a generation centuries before us. It's like a guiding hand, making sure that we get through whatever crisis we are going through. So, mythology serves the purpose of not only passing down very ancient knowledge, but it also forms the very foundation of our moral and ethical identity. There are certain tropes that is universally present in mythology in spite of being very culturally specific. For example, take supernatural intervention, the existence of heroes, villains, also the persistence of good over evil. These are all tropes that are naturally present in these collection of stories in spite of being cultures away from one another. But have you noticed one curious thing present in mythology? The mythologies usually tend to be very human centric. The reason because of that, it primarily serves as a reflection and extension of human experiences, emotions, and as well as existential queries. Myths are stories that are deeply intertwined with human traits and emotions so that we can relate with them and we can remember them when walking through the path of life. Starting with a bit of a historical context, astrology refers to the study of stars. Its origins can be traced back to ancient civilizations, with its earliest evidence dating from the 3rd millennium BC, originating in Mesopotamia. This early form was closely linked with their calendrical systems, primarily to predict seasonal shifts and celestial cycles. Its development is credited to Babylon, where Babylonians refined the practice, developing their own form of horoscopes approximately 2400 years ago. From Mesopotamia, astrology spread to various cultures, including India and the Hellenistic Greek civilization, where it further developed during the Hellenistic period. The zodiac symbols and names that we use today come from the ancient Greeks. Okay, enough about history now. Let's tell the actual tales of mythology of astrology. First, we come to Aries, represented by a magical golden ram in Greek mythology, which had a fleece of gold. The myth tells the story of Phrixus and Helle, who were born of Athamas, a Boeotian king, and the goddess of the clouds, Nephele. Athamas then fell in love with a woman named Ino, and Nephele left in anger, causing a drought in her wake. Ino attempted to sacrifice Phrixus and Helle in order to end the drought that had stricken the land. However, Nephele prevented this from happening by sending a ram with golden hair to rescue them. Now, the story has kind of mixed accounts of what happened to Helle. Either the two children escaped on the winged ram's back, or Helle tragically drowned in the sea. Oopsie! Before Phrixus survived, however, and reached Colchis on the eastern edge of the Black Sea. Well, kind of missed the mark on that one for Helle, huh, Mr. Ram? Never mind. Upon arriving safely, Phrixus sacrificed the ram to the gods and presented its golden fleece to the king of Aeetes of Colchis, who placed it in a sacred grove under the guard of a dragon. Our second constellation is Taurus, symbolized by a bull that represents fertility. The story starts with our good old Zeus, as it always does, with him becoming infatuated with a mortal, as he always does. This time, the poor target of Zeus's affection was Europa, a Phoenician princess. To approach her unnoticed by his wife Hera. Yep, he got a wife who has also got quite the reputation, folks, and other humans. Like he cares about humans though. Zeus transformed himself into a magnificent white bull. The transformed Zeus mingled with the herd of Europa's father, and his gentle demeanor attracted Europa. She climbed onto his back, and seizing the opportunity, Zeus carried her away across the sea to the island of Crete. Once there, Zeus revealed his true form to Europa, with her later bearing him several children, one of whom was Minos, who became a famous king of Crete. Next on our list is Cancer, the fourth astrological sign, symbolized by a giant crab that Hera sent to fight Hercules, also known as Hercules. Yikes, I told you she got quite the reputation. Now you believe me? Well, if my partner was cheating on me with every other beautiful mortal in sight, I would be a bit unhinged like that too, I'm not gonna lie. Well, never mind, this is not about me. Coming back, while Hercules was engaged in a battle with Hydra, as a part of his 12 labors, Hera, Zeus's sister and wife, who was displeased with Hercules, sent the giant crab to distract him in order to defeat him. Talk about a fair fight, huh? Well, unsurprisingly, when the crab attempted to hinder Hercules by biting at his feet, Hercules, undeterred by his distraction, crushed the crab under his foot. Poor crab. It's a crab at the end of the day. What did you think was gonna happen, Hera? So finally, despite the crab's failure, Hera, in an A for effort move, in recognition of its efforts, placed it in the sky as the constellation we now know as Cancer. Next, we move on to Leo, whose mythical story revolves around the Nemean lion in Greek mythology. This lion was a fearsome beast that terrorized the region of Nemea. According to the legend, as yet again one of his 12 labors, Hercules was tasked with slaying this invincible lion, who was at the end of the story not so invincible after all. The Nemean lion was said to have skin so tough that no weapon could penetrate it, leading to Hercules ultimately defeating it using his immense strength and cunning by strangling it to death. Yes, that was the smart plan. And then, after killing the lion, Hercules used the lion's own sharp claws to skin its hide and wore it as armor for protection in his subsequent labors. Again, as an A for effort move, this time Zeus rewarded the lion's bravery by giving him a constellation. Doesn't sound like a fair deal, however, but okay. Next, we have the eighth astrological sign, Scorpio. It originates from the Greek legend of Orion, son of Poseidon, renowned for his hunting skills and striking appearance, companion to the goddess Artemis. Well, Orion messed up when he boasted that he could kill all the beasts on earth, and we all know how much gods like a little threat to burst the bubble of mortals. This hubris alarmed Gaia, the earth goddess, leading her to intervene to protect the natural world. Well, of course she's gonna intervene. She gave birth to the natural world. Imagine someone coming up and threatening the creation that you made. I'm going to intervene and kill you in response. For legal reasons, this is a joke. Well, in response to Orion's boast, Gaia sent a giant scorpion to deal with him. The scorpion stung Orion, leading to his death because he was not as weak as Hera's giant crab. Talk about being the greatest hunter. After Orion's death, the god placed Orion and the scorpion in the sky as constellation. As a result, the constellation Scorpius rises in the sky as Orion sets, showing their eternal chase and the scorpion's victory over Orion, basically taunting him till the end of time. Finally, we come to Capricorn, the 10th astrological sign represented by the figure of a goat. In Greek mythology, the constellation Capricornus is associated with several stories, particularly involving the figures of Pan and Amalthea, both connected to Zeus. Can't catch a break from this guy, can we? Not a story goes by and he pops up out of nowhere. Well, here we go. Pan is the god of nature, forests, and shepherds, and is sometimes depicted as having a goat's head and the body of a fish tail. To escape the monster Typhon, Pan dived into a river and tried to change himself into a fish, however, only a part of him transformed. Zeus, being amused, placed the image of Pan among the stars to represent the constellation Capricornus. I mean, the guy was trying to save his life, Zeus, but never mind, you stay amused. It really sounds like I have a personal vendetta against Zeus at this point. But no, without him, we really would not be having any of the stories and probably this video as well. So, woo! Anyway, bonus myth for you guys. Capricornus is also related to the myth of Amalthea, a woman who also took the form of a goat. Amalthea raised our favorite, the infant Zeus, who had her milk after her mother Rhea hid him from the mountains to protect him from his father Cronus. When Zeus became an adult, he fought the Titans in goatskin armor to honor her and show her his gratitude, placing her in the image in the sky as Capricorn. Phew, done. Well, that was honestly kind of a mouthful, no? Yeah. So, what was actually the point of knowing all of this? Well, this was all an effort for us to realize how mythology continues to influence our present day at every step of the way. Sure, now we mostly associate these signs to a person based on their birthday to determine what kind of a person they are. But these signs are so much more than personality determiners. They contain the stories passed down from centuries ago into our modern everyday lives, where sometimes along the way, the modern outlook tends to miss the stories within them. The existence of these very signs in our everyday lives, through waking up to horoscope updates, checking if a potential date is compatible with us, with our zodiac sign, and even in video games where you can choose the characters based on your zodiac attributes, show the presence of myths influencing and updating with us as they go, sneakily coexisting with us without us even noticing. Well, now that brings us to the end of our video. Leave a thumbs up if you have enjoyed today's topic. See you again in the next one.